LetsTalkBarca. So it's a late review for the game against Mallorca that we played for the match day because actually tonight is the second game of our Liga campaign for the season. So just a review before the match for the last game against Mallorca. We won 3-0, but I wasn't enjoying the game. That's why the recording of this review is a little bit late. I didn't enjoy it, and I've been delaying it, but here it is, right? So I'll make it at least somewhat quick, right? So we won 3-0 with Rafinha, Ferran, and Lamine scoring. Obviously, things happened in the first half, mainly the two red cards, apparently controversial. I don't understand how it could be, but some, like for example, let's talk about the first half, let's say, right? First, because I'd say it's a game of two halves, right? Not in a way that we know. But the first half, I'd say for Mallorca, they were actively pressing us because they had 11 men at first, right? Just the first 30 minutes, right? And then for us, we play good build-up after creating chances and everything, right? But one issue still occurs, and that is Lamine over dribbling, as I talked about in my squad review. And then the other thing is the same as what I said before, and that is Araujo tackling aggressively for no reason a lot of time. It's just unnecessary. You know, it could injure a player, it could even injure himself. Even that's one of the things that got him a few yellows and red cards because recklessly tackling, recklessly tackling aggressively. You know, and especially in the opposition's half. Why do you need to do that? Because they're not endangering our goals was the reason. But that's I'd say one thing. And then after that, we go to the concussion, right? The apparent concussion of Raio. He went down because of he was blocking a shot, I think from Lamine, and then he went down. And within that second moment, within 6 seconds, he Ferran scored, right? Play by the whistle. That's the ruling. So the goal should stand because the referee was trying to see if the play could continue, and he feels he continued the match until the moment passes. Should be fine. So for me, there's no issue there. It's just Rama defense who's talking about it, so it's not a big issue. Then after that, they got a red card from Murici. Can't remember who got a red card first. Is it Murici or Morlanes? But let's say for now, I'm assuming it's a Murici. His red card was valid because he's high. His foot was high. Even Joan Garcia got a bump in his face, the side of his face, because of it. But I don't think it's not like up for debate for that red card. Though for Morlanes, I don't think it's a red card. I don't think for the foul against Lamine is a yellow card offense, right? I don't agree with those kind of you have to pity the player kind of that if the player already had a yellow, you should be lenient. No, you should be fair and square. If they got a foul that deserving of a yellow card, sure. But I don't think on his foul on Lamine that granted him a second yellow because he got first yellow from after complaining. I think one of, if not the red card for Richie, but I think most likely is the yellow card because he was complaining about Ferran's goal, right? But before all of that, I forgot to even talk about the first goal, which is Rafinha's goal, assisted by Lamine. We've seen so many times last season. A cross from Lamine's side on the right hand side, and then Rafinha either heading it or passing it to the goal, right? Amazing run from Rafinha as usual, right? But since a lot of controversy, I have to talk about, right? But the Morales second yellow, I don't think it's a yellow. I think it's just a normal foul, given a foul and a free kick. A yellow was, I'd say, unnecessary, but so be it, right? Because we move on from there. Because it can be debated, but that's my opinion. I do have an issue because, as you know, who's playing for centre back last season, last season was Inigo Martinez, right? But Inigo is not with us anymore, sadly, for understandable reasons. Sadly, at the first half before that red card, our offside trap was beaten twice, and one of them was the red card for Murici. Imagine if there was someone else who's faster, for example, because Murici is tall, big, lanky, but it's not fast, right? Imagine if someone was faster, then if John would come out, right? That could possibly be a goal, but I guess something to point out for this season, right? And then After that, we got Pedri. A lot of work rate, up and down, up and down. Even him playing as a deep line playmaker, he still goes back to the defense, being another centre back, and also pressing the goalkeepers sometimes. So yeah, impressive on his behalf. And then, in my opinion, with the starting line that we had with Paco Barci, Araujo, Balde, and Eric, it's still the weakest point is Balde, only for the fact that he doesn't come back often enough and quick enough. Being someone who's as fast as him, he just jogs back instead of sprints back, because he needs to remember that his main sole of purpose there is a defender, attacking defender at that. But still, if a goalkeeper's job is to, you know, catch the ball, what if he just punches the ball all the time? Wouldn't it be annoying? And what if those becomes a goal? It'd be more annoying, right? And then we had Lamine on free kicks. I think we tried that once, or twice. I think once at least that I can remember last season. I never agreed to it because Lamine is not that kind of player yet. He needs to train more regarding that. But I think it's just one thing. He has that ego, arrogance to be the main man, to be the one scoring, which is again brings back to my next point. Again, by the way, the free kick went, you know. But regarding his shootings that I talked about in my squad review, I like the fact that he shoots more, right? He needs to dribble unnecessary dribbling less, right? But he needs to shoot more. But again, shoot in appropriate areas instead of just shooting for the sake of shooting it, right? Especially whenever he has to dribble one or two players on the hand side, goes into the box, he is so close to the line to out of bounds, and he still tries to shoot from that small angle. That's unnecessary, right? Than that, right before the half ends in the extra time, Rafinha, in my opinion as well, he should have gotten red card, contrary to what actually happened, because yes, he didn't mean to slide there, but it doesn't matter what you mean, because if that's the case, every single footballer who let's say breaks someone's legs, most of the time they try to get the ball and then misses the ball, gets the player's leg, and then what happens? Broken leg happens, right? So for me, yes, he didn't try to slide, but because he slipped, it became a two-footed challenge that was reckless. Mistake or not, it's a red card, because he was both of his feet are out and off of the ground. So it might should be a red card. But other than that, after the first half ended, second half was just, second half was just like we said. I didn't enjoy it because the fact that we couldn't instead of controlling the game and actually trying to score more, we become lazy and just shooting for wherever, try to dribble unnecessary. They're playing 4-4-0, right? 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, sometimes even 5-3, with 5 at the back of the 3-4. But they're still, we're still being reckless instead of actually have the hunger to actually score more, showing that we're ready for this season. And Flick said that in his conference, that he hated that and he's gonna talk to the players, right? But in the second half, we replaced Fermin with Dani Olmo right after this, when the second half started. I do think that is an experiment from Flick, because even I was kind of unsure which one should start. In my opinion, would be still Fermin, just slightly because of his aggression and hunger. We didn't see that, by the way, in that game. But I think giving each a half each is fair until we can decide who will be our number 10, right? So we'll see regarding the number 10 role with Fermin and Dani. I'm happy with both, really. So then we have Ferran having a chance on the 6-yard box, and then instead of passing to Balde and Rafinha, which he could have done that, he insisted on shooting while he's off balance, and then because of that, I think it was blocked by the keeper. In my opinion, he has every right to do so, because number one, he's the striker that was played, right? Number two, he's in front of the goal. His eyes is only on the ball and the goal. Why should he look for the right and left if he's in the 6-yard box? So I think it's fair for him to shoot from there, hoping it would be a goal, but that's the reality, right? And then the exciting, I guess, battle between Lamin and Mojica, because in my opinion, Mojica is very aggressive, playing wise, Colombian style, right? But that is perfect for a player like Lamin because it could improve him to be better in 1v1s because it's very Mojica is very aggressive, fast as well, but and also like annoying to play with, and but it could improve him and also could humble him, right? But last night I'd say Lamin got the better of him only like twice, and the rest was just Mojica basically controlling the left hand side of the Mallorca's defense, right? And then we have Ferran intercepting a cross, a simple cross to the box, but it became dangerous because there's no one else but him. After Lamin recklessly fouling Mallorca player at the edge of our boxes. And then regarding Joan Garcia, Joan, from what I've heard, his name is Joan Garcia. So Joan Garcia, him implementing flex tactic when it comes to having players coming out of the box as early as possible. The moment goes over the top or through the defense line, and just in case it goes through it passes the offside trap, right? He does well going out quick enough, but I mean you can tell by with the Mauritius red card, and he got a bump in his face, right? So he come out right, but still with his foot, playing with his foot, with his passing, I'm still iffy about it, especially under pressure. He just kicks the ball away. I think once or twice, just kicks the ball out of the way. Not meaning to do it, by the way. He was trying to pass it to, I think, Balde. But we can improve on that, I guess, as he plays. And then Pau Kubarsi, he also had a head-to-head injury when him and a Mallorca player tried to head the ball, and then they clash heads. And then I think because after that happened, he was substituted with Gavi. And I think it makes a lot of sense because we could have a possible concussion, especially what we had in the preseason when we thought it could have been got an injury, but thankfully he didn't. So I think protecting is fair there, especially the scoreline that we had already at that point. We were already 2-0 with again 2-man extra to Mallorca, right? And then also Rashford in for Ferran, and then after that Geoffrey Torres for Balde. And then Daniel Olmo hits the post after the comeback from Rafinha. And then now this is the one that I'd like to say, and that is the goalkeeper for Mallorca. I've seen him a few times, let's say 8 to 10 matches last season. Leo Roman was actually the goalkeeper, Leo Roman of Mallorca. He was my main candidate to replace, to be our starting goalkeeper this season. Actually, he was the player that I actually wanted in our team. But then sadly, I guess we don't know if it's sadly or not, but because in my opinion, he was really good. But then after the emergence of Joan Garcia's form and everything, his name got out, and then we chose him, right, as our candidate. Not saying that I don't like Joan Garcia, but I saw Leo Roman, I'd say I've seen from him more than I've seen from Joan Garcia more, right? So he made so many saves, which in my opinion, he is their man of the match for Mallorca. Because right now, for example, he saved a chance from Rafinha from close, and then after that, he also saved Pedri's shot from long range, tips it off the bar. And then after that, he also saves a shot from Lamin, a low shot from Lamin. And then he also saves a pass from Rashford and shots from Lamin as well from the D, and made another save, right? And then by the end, we got the goal from Lamin at the end. Funny enough, the whole fan base are talking about how he, I guess, owned Salah's a player that came on in the second half. Before that, Salah's pushed Lamin, and then Lamin scores, right, a few minutes later. Funny enough, people don't see that because those are not in the edits. Lamin pushes him first, which again shows his arrogance, and childlike mind, where he's just trying to, beef with other people all the time, right? The attitude itself, again, off the ball attitude, that's unnecessary. But Yeah, I'd say that's the basic summary of the game that I've seen. And in my opinion, is Lamine still, no matter if I've said a lot of negativity about Lamine, he's still, in my opinion, the best man of the match for the match, and Barcelona's best player last in the game against Mallorca, because he's still the player who did more, who shows the hunger and also like pushes through every single time, tries to get something out of it, right? He's some lazy here and there, but still did a lot. And then Leo Roman, he's their man of the match, like best player. And then now we go to tonight's match against Levante. And if you watch a lot of Barcelona match, Levante away, at Estadio Ciudad de Valencia, it's always a hard match. It's gonna be our second match day away, because obviously the new camp isn't ready, and I've heard some rumors in there about where we're gonna play, possibly to Montjuic again. But regarding this Levante game tonight, it's gonna be a very tough match, but I hope we're gonna play really well, and because a player that we need to watch out for is also Luis Morales, right? Obviously, if you know him, if you know, you know, fan base, I'm sure knows, right? Then, because our last three matches away at them, we had a win, a draw, and a loss. The last match that we played, we won 3-2, and right before that, we drew 3-3. So you see, even when we won, we can see 2 against them, and then we can see 3, so they can score against us, right? And then after that, the game before that, we lost 3-1. So in the last 3 matches that we played against them away at their home ground, they've scored more than us. They've outscored us by 1. They've scored 8, and we've scored 7 only. So it's gonna be a tough match. I have a rumor that we can't play with our second kit, so we're probably gonna play with the green kit again from last season that we played against Mallorca. I don't have an issue with it, so I guess we'll just see. So other than that, I'll let you know what I think about the Levante game tomorrow. I mean, we'll see if it's tomorrow. I hope it's tomorrow. So yeah. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you got any thoughts on your mind, I'll see you in the comments. See you.